You're watching your local television network, TSPN. And now, authors, writers, books, and beyond. This program also streams live on the web at tspntv.com and can be watched on demand at tspntv.com or TSPN TV's YouTube channel. And now, authors, writers, books, and beyond.
Hi, welcome to Authors, Writers, Books, and Beyond, the November 2014 show, and my name is Kathy Boyd Fellure. If it's your first time joining us, welcome. I have two guests with me tonight to talk about writing and the writing world in their lives, books they read and the books they write. First, I'm going to talk to you a little about Clark's Corner in Ione. That's where my critique group meets. It's on Main Street, a wonderful multifaceted community hub that it's his little brainchild, and a wonderful place for meeting, having book signings, book lunches, anything you can think of. Bridge clubs have their meetings there. There is a lovely new banquet room in the back and seasonal patio also, and you can join them after Thanksgiving for a wonderful selection of holiday events for Christmas, many Christmas parties. I'll be doing a Christmas Eve Mr. Snowman ate our picnic lunch pajama party Christmas Eve morning. And you come in your pajamas with your kids or grandkids and listen to a couple stories and watch the BBC Mr. Snowman. Clark's Corner, coffees and wine and beer, and Dennis Yancey on the piano Friday nights for prime rib. Have a lovely time. And first, I'd like to introduce you to my guests. We all happen to be Inspire Christian writers. This is on my left, Jennifer Sienes. Hi. Welcome.
Thank you.
And on my right, Elaine Faber.
Hi.
And
so happy to be here.
I'm so glad you came. I'm thrilled to have you both. We're going to have fun tonight.
That's good.
I would like you ladies to first maybe, Elaine, introduce yourself. Just say a little. I know we know all about you, but for the TV audience, a little history about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm a writer for a long time now, and my first published book came out in the spring of this year. I write a series of light, cozy cat mysteries because I think that Christians also like mysteries, but they don't necessarily like one that's full of violence and blood and gore and stuff and sex and profanity. That's not nice. That's not what we want. So a cozy mystery is one that does not deal with such things. You just deal more with the plot. In my case, we have a light mystery where a young lady is involved with various problems, and she has a cat that helps her solve the crimes. So it's pretty fun. I have two published now. I also belong to the Sisters in Crime organization and the Cat Writers Association, as well as Inspire Christian Writers. So I'm enjoying being part of all those organizations.
And when did this book just now come out?
This one came out in October.
Oh, in October.
Yeah, this is the brand new one here, where the family goes to Texas and he runs into horses, embezzling, and false identities.
Ooh.
And the cat has to sort of sort out all that stuff. Of course, the lady does most of the sorting, but the cat does some little helping here and there.
A sleuthing cat.
Well, more or less.
I love that.
He has the memories of his ancestors.
Oh, the cat does.
The cat does.
Oh, okay.
They say cats have instinct, but it's not really instinct. It's memories.
Memories.
Yeah, they're remembering everything that their ancestors ever did or said. So when something it brings up that particular subject, he has the ability to remember exactly what happened, and by golly, he might know where something is hidden that he can point out to the lady, and then she can solve, use the clue to solve the crime.
So he is very helpful in solving
Very
the
much
mystery.
so. Very much.
I have to point out your lovely necklace here with the
thank you.
cat. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. We stopped at a store before we came in, and she said it's scrimshaw, but,
Oh, yeah,
or
it
at least
is.
it's the process of scrimshaw. I don't think it's an antique, but it's
Well, it's
very
lovely.
cute. It's very cute.
Well, thank you. I'm going to go to Jennifer on my left, and happy to have you. Can you share, because they haven't met you before, a little bit about yourself and what you write?
I write women's contemporary fiction, and I've been writing full-time for about 7 years now. Before that, I taught middle school for many years. Loved it. Loved that age, actually.
Do you miss it?
I miss the kids a lot. When I see some of my students around town, or just, I do miss it to some extent. But, God really called me to write, and I was blessed. I was in a new marriage, and my husband said, if that's what God called you to do, it's what you should be doing. So I quit teaching and then started the long process of honing the craft of writing. So I don't have any novels published yet. I'm with an agent, but I have had a couple of short stories published. So that's
Is it okay to say who your agent is?
my agent is Karen Ball with Steve Lobby Agency. Wonderful agent, amazing editor, great.
She is.
Yeah, she's an amazing editor. So it's fun to work with her. It's a lot of fun to work with her. So yeah, keeps it interesting for sure.
Oh, I bet she does. She's funny too.
She's hysterical.
Yeah, she has a great sense of humor,
She
and she's
does.
a wonderful intercessor.
She prays all the time for, and the nice thing about having an agent like her, not being published yet, and you never really know, is it ever going to happen? Maybe not. But she told me at the ACFW conference that I went to in September, she said, I'm here to find out what God's will is for you, whatever that may be. So, it takes the pressure off. You just do what God calls you to do and see what happens.
And tell the TV audience what that stands for, because some of them may not know.
ACFW is American Christian Fiction Writers. So I am a member of Inspire Christian Writers, but I'm also a member of ACFW.
So am I.
Yeah. Oh, are you?
Yeah, I am.
If you're a fiction writer, it's kind of a must.
Mm-hmm. They are a wonderful organization. I didn't go this year to St. Louis, but I think I might go to Texas.
Yeah, it's closer.
Yeah,
much easier.
it's a lot closer.
Yeah.
What about you? What conferences do you go to?
I attended the Inspire Writers Conference. Was it this summer in July? I think
Yeah,
it was July.
Oh, no, was it
Oh, it's
October?
October.
Oh, I'm
October.
getting mixed up.
It was July
It
before.
was July last year. That's it. And then in the spring, in March, I went down to the Sisters in Crime conference down in
did?
Monterey.
Can
Yeah.
you share about that? Because I've never known anyone that went.
The conference?
I'd love to hear about it.
Well, it was very large. I thought it would have been nicer if there maybe been a few less people there.
Oh.
I think there must have been 700-800 people there, and it
Wow.
was very difficult to really meet anyone that you might have wanted to meet, like a writer or something. But they had a lot of panel discussions. They had a lot of big name writers that came.
Was that helpful?
It was fun. I think the panels were more designed to be fun rather than informative, and I would have liked them to be informative. I think our Inspire conference this summer, they had several speakers that were inspirational, but I loved the speaker that actually spoke about the craft, because I think at a conference, a writer is hoping also to learn more about the craft, not just meet published authors or hear published authors telling jokes and things. But
Who was that speaker?
I was trying to think. The one who does the ABC mysteries. I'm so terrible at names. I want to say not Catherine Coulter. She was there too, but
Not Kathy Ide.
no. I'm sorry.
Was it Kathy Lip?
No.
No.
Anyway, she's like B is for betrayal and V is for victim. That series. It's a big.
Is it a secular
Are
series?
you
Yes,
talking
it's a
about
secular-
Sue Grafton?
Sue Grafton.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. You
Yeah.
see, my
A is for
mind-
alibi, B is for burglar.
Yes,
Absolutely.
my daughter reads those.
Yes.
Now, if you'd said it was a
I'm sorry.
secular,
I thought I
Would've
made
got
that
it right
clear.
away.
I was talking about, Sisters in Crime is not a Christian organization. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say it. It isn't a Christian organization. I'm sure they are, but it is about crime writers and ladies and a few men that write mysteries.
Are there a lot of men there?
There were a lot of men at the conference. I think that the actual Sisters in Crime organization is predominantly women, but there were a lot of men there. There are men mystery writers, so there were a lot of men that were on the panels.
Do you know my friend Kathy Elliott? She's a CBA writer. She writes
No.
cozy mysteries.
Really?
Thea.
Oh, I'd love to
Mhm.
meet her.
They have quilts and a kitty.
Well, if it's got a kitty.
Yeah, you don't like her.
Any story that's worth reading got to have a kitty. So.
Uh-oh, I have dogs.
I'm a dog person.
Oh,
sorry.
dear.
I got the dogs in my stories.
Oh, well, but cats are good, too.
They are, you betcha.
I don't know. That would be a stretch for me, writing a cat into a story.
Well, I write cat, so.
It helps if you're close to cat. If you're a cat
I'm very
person,
close
it
to
makes a
cat,
difference.
and I've been told that in my books, the cat is one of the point of view characters.
Oh,
So
I like
part of it is
that.
written through the cat's eyes, and I've been told that when I write through the cat's eyes, that's when I do my best writing. So I don't know. There you go. That's what folks say.
Well, that's interesting. I've never, I wrote my first mystery novel last year.
Oh, good.
That one didn't have a dog or a cat, but it had a bad guy, and that was a stretch for me
Well, I've got a bad guy in both of mine.
in both of them. And then what's next?
Well, there's a third one in the series that's coming out in the spring. And then after that, I'm also doing another series of an eccentric older lady, like old like me, in World War II.
Oh.
And she sees conspiracies everywhere. So, of course, they're not really there until she runs into the real one.
Well, that's interesting. Well, Jennifer, I want to start with you before we go to break, and then we'll come right back to you.
Okay.
So I know your novels are about very specific, deep issues.
My first two novels were, my first novel actually was inspired by my brother's suicide almost 6 years ago. And I wanted to write a story about a family recovering from that, and also point out as a Christian, what does that look like? How some people say if you commit suicide, you don't go to heaven. So my brother was a Christian, so it was kind of interesting to do that. And the story is not his story; it just was inspired by his story. And then my second novel, actually,
Let's wait till we come back so we don't
Okay.
lose any of
Okay.
that, because that's a real big subject. So I'm going to say goodbye to you for a moment. We're going to take a break, and we'll see you in about 3 minutes.
You're watching your local television network.